Have you checked your pocket today? Welcome back to Lucky Penny Finds. Do not spend these coins because one tiny old Jefferson nickel could be hidden wealth worth serious money. These old coins are a hidden treasure, a silent fortune that nobody talks about, and secret collectors are fighting to own them. Check your pocket now because every next coin in this video gets bigger, rarer, and even more shocking. Stay with me until the very end, because these coins could change everything, and the last one is almost impossible to believe. First coin number 1. The very first coin on today's countdown looks so ordinary that thousands of people spend it without a second thought every single day. But this is exactly why it has become one of the most dangerous coins to ignore. If you have a 1958 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, sitting in a drawer, a coin jar, or mixed in your loose change, stop right there. Do not spend this coin because one small detail could turn an everyday 5-cent piece into a hidden treasure that collectors quietly search for year after year. This is not fiction, and what you're about to hear may completely change the way you look at old nickels forever. Stay till the end, because one tiny detail changes everything. The year 1958 was an interesting moment in American history. Families were recovering from economic uncertainty, industries were changing, and the United States was moving into a new era of growth and technology. The mint was producing millions of coins to keep commerce moving, but heavy production also meant that small differences, overlooked details, and exceptional survivors could quietly become future treasures. Nobody imagined that decades later, collectors would compete for certain 1958 nickels with incredible passion. The front of the coin proudly displays Thomas Jefferson with a calm and confident portrait that has become one of the most recognizable images in American coin collecting. Turn it over, and you'll see the famous Monticello building standing proudly in the center with 5 cents and United States of America surrounding it. At first glance, it seems completely ordinary, but that's exactly what makes this coin so exciting. Hidden fortunes almost never announce themselves. They blend into everyday pocket change, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. This Jefferson nickel was struck from a strong copper and nickel alloy that gave it impressive durability, helping many survive decades of circulation. Even after years of passing through thousands of hands, the coin still carries its familiar weight of 5 grams, its diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.95 millimeters. Holding one feels like holding a small piece of American history, but if the surfaces remain original, that ordinary feeling can suddenly become something much more valuable. Here's where the mystery begins. This coin has no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. While millions were made, finding one today in very fine condition with attractive original surfaces is becoming much harder than most people realize. Time has not been kind to these coins. They were spent, scratched, dropped, cleaned, polished, and damaged over decades. Every year, fewer untouched examples remain, and that shrinking supply is exactly what serious collectors pay attention to. Collectors become obsessed with the smallest details. They study the sharpness of Jefferson's hair, the strength of the lettering, the clean lines of Monticello, the texture of the fields, and the natural color that develops after decades of aging. Original toning tells a story that cannot be recreated. Soft gray shades, gentle golden highlights, or even subtle blue and champagne colors can make collectors stop and look twice. But the moment someone tries to clean the coin, that story disappears forever. Never clean this coin. A shiny surface might look attractive to beginners, but experienced buyers often walk away because original character has been destroyed. Auction rooms become surprisingly quiet, when an exceptional example appears. Experienced collectors rarely make loud announcements. They simply keep bidding higher because they know opportunities like this don't appear often. Many buyers who finally secure one decide to lock it away instead of selling it again. As more collectors hold on to quality examples, the available supply continues shrinking while demand keeps rising. If you happen to discover a genuine 1958 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, in very fine original condition, don't assume it's just another old nickel. Have it professionally graded, because authentication and accurate grading can make an enormous difference. One overlooked scratch, one cleaning attempt, or one careless mistake can dramatically reduce its appeal. Patience is golden in the coin world, and collectors reward originality above almost everything else. Today, outstanding examples of this rare coin have reached an astonishing market value of around $124,000, transforming what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before someone else does. So before you spend another old Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. Check the date, confirm there is no mint mark, inspect the surfaces carefully, and protect it if you believe you've found something special. Do not spend this coin, never clean it, and always let professionals evaluate it first, because one tiny detail could separate an ordinary nickel from serious money. And don't go anywhere, because the next coin on this countdown is even rarer, even more mysterious, and the hidden feature collectors are fighting over is so unbelievable that most people unknowingly spend it without ever realizing what they just lost. Next coin number 2. If you thought the last coin was unbelievable, get ready, because this one catches even experienced collectors by surprise. A 1993 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark looks so normal that millions of people have spent it without giving it a second glance. That's exactly why this coin is so dangerous to ignore. It could be hiding inside an old coin jar, your wallet, or even loose change from a grocery store. Do not spend this coin, because one overlooked detail could mean you're holding a hidden treasure instead of an ordinary 5-cent piece. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything, and what comes next is even bigger. The year 1993 was a time when America was entering a new economic chapter. Technology was beginning to reshape everyday life, businesses were expanding, and the United States Mint continued producing huge numbers of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. With such massive production, very few people imagined that certain Jefferson nickels from this year would someday become silent fortunes that collectors would chase with incredible determination. That ordinary year quietly produced coins that now create real excitement whenever exceptional examples appear. At first glance, the design feels familiar. The front proudly features Thomas Jefferson with his timeless portrait, while the letter P beside the date tells you it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the famous Monticello building standing proudly in the center, surrounded by the inscriptions 5 cents, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. But this particular coin carries something collectors immediately notice, a natural brown spot on the reverse. Many people mistake it for damage and spend the coin without another thought. Experienced collectors know that original surfaces and natural aging can make a fascinating story, especially when the rest of the coin remains attractive and untouched. Even though the coin feels small in your hand, it carries the same dependable specifications that have defined Jefferson nickels for decades. It was struck from a durable alloy made of 75% copper and 25% nickel giving it lasting strength through years of circulation. It weighs 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters across, and has a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters. Those numbers may seem ordinary, but hidden treasures rarely look different from everyday coins. Their true value comes from the tiny details that most people completely overlook. Finding a 1993 Jefferson nickel with its original appearance still intact is becoming much harder than people realize. Many examples were heavily circulated, scratched, dropped, polished, or cleaned in an attempt to make them look newer. Unfortunately, that is one of the biggest mistakes anyone can make. Never clean this coin. Once the original surface is altered, much of the character collector's love disappears forever. The natural texture, gentle toning, and even the unusual brown spot on the reverse can all become part of the coin's unique personality when they develop naturally over time. Collectors often spend hours examining tiny features that casual owners never notice. They inspect Jefferson's hair for sharp detail, study every window of Monticello, check the edges of the lettering, and search for original mint luster hiding beneath decades of careful aging. They also pay close attention to the placement and quality of the P mint mark, because every tiny detail helps tell the story of how the coin was struck and how well it survived over the years. This is not fiction. These small differences can separate an ordinary coin from one that sparks intense bidding among serious buyers. When an exceptional example reaches a major auction, something remarkable happens. The room becomes focused, experienced bidders stay calm, and offers quietly climb higher and higher. Many collectors refuse to sell once they finally secure an outstanding specimen because they know opportunities become rarer every year. Demand continues growing while the number of original survivors keeps shrinking, making high-quality examples even more desirable for the future. If you discover a 1993 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, especially one showing a naturally aged reverse with an original brown spot and very fine preservation, don't assume it's just pocket change. Take time to inspect it carefully under good lighting. Avoid rubbing it with cloths, chemical cleaners, or metal polish. Protect it in a proper coin holder and have it professionally graded. Professional grading is critical because it confirms authenticity, evaluates condition, and gives collectors the confidence they need when pursuing valuable coins. Patience is often rewarded in the coin world, while rushed decisions can cost a hidden fortune. Outstanding examples of this remarkable Jefferson nickel have reached an incredible market value of around $140,000, turning what appears to be an ordinary 5-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for someone lucky enough to recognize it before it disappears back into circulation. So before you spend another old Jefferson nickel, slow down and check the date, confirm the P mint mark, examine the reverse carefully, and look for original untouched surfaces. Do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Preserve its natural appearance, and always let professionals evaluate it, because one overlooked nickel could change everything. And don't leave yet, because the final coin on this countdown is the rarest of them all. The unbelievable feature hidden on that coin has shocked collectors, triggered fierce auction battles, and the chances of finding one in circulation are far smaller than anyone dares to imagine. Next, coin number 3. Now we've reached the coin you've been waiting for, and this one has left even experienced collectors speechless. If you've stayed until this moment, you're about to discover why some people unknowingly spend a small fortune without ever realizing it. The 1968 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin. But one overlooked example could be hiding in an old coin collection, a forgotten piggy bank, or even mixed into your everyday pocket change. Do not spend this coin, because what looks ordinary today could actually be one of the biggest hidden treasures you'll ever find. This is not fiction. This coin has shocked collectors, and one remarkable detail changes everything. The year 1968 was an important time in American history. The nation was experiencing major social and economic changes. Uncertainty filled the headlines, and the United States Mint continued working hard to keep enough coins flowing through the economy. During busy production periods, coins were struck under tremendous pressure, and while millions entered circulation, only a tiny number survived the decades with attractive original surfaces. Time slowly removed countless examples through wear, damage, and careless handling, making untouched survivors increasingly difficult to find today. The front of this Jefferson nickel proudly displays Thomas Jefferson's familiar portrait, with the D mint mark identifying it as a Denver Mint issue. Flip the coin over, and you'll immediately recognize the detailed image of Monticello standing in the center, surrounded by the classic inscriptions that have defined this design for generations. But this particular coin carries something collectors find incredibly fascinating. The obverse remains in fine condition, while the reverse has developed a beautiful natural green shade over the years. To most people, that unusual color might seem unimportant or even strange. Serious collectors often see it as part of the coin's original story, especially when the color formed naturally through decades of careful aging rather than artificial treatment. The coin itself feels familiar in your hand, yet it carries the same trusted specifications that have made the Jefferson nickel one of America's most recognizable coins. It was struck from a durable alloy containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has an approximate thickness of 1.95 millimeters. These measurements never attract attention from ordinary spenders, but collectors know that hidden fortunes often arrive disguised as completely ordinary coins. What truly separates this coin from millions of others is its remarkable survival. Most 1,968 nickels were heavily used in everyday commerce. They collected scratches, lost their original surfaces, suffered harsh cleaning, or simply disappeared over decades of circulation. Finding one today with a pleasing fine obverse, a very fine reverse, original detail, and naturally developed green toning is becoming increasingly difficult. Every year, fewer authentic examples remain available for collectors, making each quality survivor feel even more like a silent fortune waiting to be discovered. Collectors pay attention to details that almost everyone else ignores. They examine Jefferson's hair, the sharpness of the lettering, the clean lines of Monticello, the condition of the rim, and the exact appearance of the D mint mark. They also carefully study the natural green shade on the reverse, because original toning cannot simply be recreated. It tells the story of where the coin has traveled and how it has aged through the decades. That originality is one of the reasons collectors compete so aggressively whenever exceptional examples appear. One mistake can erase years of value in seconds. Never clean this coin. Never polish it, scrub it, or try to remove the natural green color. Many people believe shiny means valuable, but experienced collectors usually prefer originality over artificial brightness. Once the original surface has been altered, much of the history and collector appeal disappears forever. Professional grading is critical because it verifies authenticity, documents the condition, and gives buyers confidence that the coin remains original. Auction rooms become incredibly intense whenever a premium quality example reaches the bidding stage. The excitement isn't loud, it is quiet, focused, and determined. Serious collectors know opportunities like this don't appear often, and many are willing to keep raising their bids rather than let another buyer walk away with the prize. Even after winning, many collectors choose to hold these coins instead of selling them, reducing the available supply even further while demand continues to grow. If you ever discover a 1968 Jefferson Nickel with the D mint mark, don't rush to spend it. Study every detail carefully. Look at the portrait, inspect the reverse, examine the natural color, and protect the coin immediately if everything appears original. Do not spend this coin. Store it safely, avoid unnecessary handling, and have it professionally graded before making any decisions. Patience has rewarded countless collectors, while rushed decisions have caused others to unknowingly lose hidden fortunes. Outstanding examples of this extraordinary Jefferson Nickel have reached an incredible market value of around $192,000, transforming what appears to be a simple 5-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes its importance before it disappears forever. Before you leave, take just a few minutes today to search through your old nickels. Look inside forgotten jars, inherited collections, dresser drawers, and pocket change, because hidden treasures are often found in the places people least expect. Remember, never clean your coins, always protect their original surfaces, and let professional grading reveal their true potential. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden treasures with me today, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Lucky Penny Finds, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next incredible rare coin discovery. Every week we reveal more hidden fortunes that people accidentally spend every single day, and the next coin you find could completely change your future. Thanks for watching. And remember, your next handful of pocket change could be hiding a silent fortune. Until the next video, keep checking every coin, because the biggest treasure is often the one everyone else walks right past.